Hey, it's Gina at Tarot and Time in Kent, Connecticut, and I'm here to give you a tarot and astrology reading for the week ahead of November 15th. So happy full moon week. We're deep in Scorpio season. And so transformation, rebirth, change is really the hot topic right now. So we know that 2021 is a 5-year in numerology, so we know that change was a theme this year, and as the year winds down, I feel like it gets more intense. So looking ahead at the week ahead, we have 3 planets in Scorpio. So we have the Sun, Mercury, how we communicate, and Mars, how we take action, all working together. It's called conjunct. It's also called a stellium when you have 3 or more planets together. And so they're kind of like working as one unit. So 30% of the planetary energy is in Scorpio, ruled by Pluto. So we have to watch our words and watch our actions, since Scorpio brings about such huge change. Now, one of the aspects that I see for the week is that Uranus, that rules Aquarius, the lightning bolt of insight, the lightning bolt of change, is across in opposition with that stellium in Scorpio. So the planet Uranus is in the sign of Taurus, which has to do with our values. It has to do with our self-value, and it has to do with our money. And so there it is in the sign of Taurus, which also rules money, right? Rules anything that we value. It's a Venus sign. Our self-love, our self-care, our foundation of our lives. And we have this heavy hitting planet Uranus, often pictured as that lightning bolt, bringing in divine insight, bigger picture, cutting edge genius energy. So let's envision these changes coming in for the positive. The sign of Taurus has to do with our money in astrology. It's the second house, the house of our values. And Scorpio is associated with other people's money. So let's envision that we're doing well with our jobs, that the money's coming in, maybe a bonus comes in, something out of the blue. And let's envision that being positive things. So we're going to start off with the moon. We know we talk about the moon because it's the closest planet to us. It affects our moods, affects humans. So the moon is going to start off in Aries. So it's a really dynamic week because we came out of the moon being in Pisces all weekend. So I hope that you got to rest, retreat, relax a little bit with having a sun in a water sign and a moon in a water sign. But now it's back at it, Aries. Who am I? Let's get this week rolling. Who am I now? What's changed? What's been updated? And what do I want to move ahead with? Then by, let's see, by Wednesday, the conjunction of the moon's going to move close to Uranus also. So you're going to have the moon and Uranus across from that stellium in Scorpio. So there's going to be a lot of changes, and I hope the changes occur and you being kinder to yourself and more gentle with yourself and loving yourself a little bit more. That moon is coming close to Uranus. At one point it's going to cross over it, and the moon is really the really soft, gentle, true beings that we are, our true self. And so allowing this self-care to come in, making some changes that need to be made. We're going into the full moon. So Friday's going to be the full moon in Taurus. And what a fabulous full moon it is. And so even though Taurus is related to self-love, self-care, all of that, it also rules jewelry and wallets and beautiful things like that. So it might be time to buy yourself a present for this full moon, or do something wonderfully nurturing for yourself. Great time to get a massage, great time to buy yourself a little something that you like, and celebrate all your successes, all the things that you've been working on, and your self-love practice. Taurus moon loves that. So enjoy it. It's going to happen at 3:58 in the morning on Friday the 19th. We're also going to have a partial lunar eclipse. And then by 9 a.m. on Friday, the moon will move right into Gemini. We're going to have a Gemini weekend. So let's be careful with our words, because we do know that Gemini is ruled by Mercury, and Mercury is there in that stellium together with the Sun and Mars across from Uranus. So let's not get into fights. Let's not have unexpected problems. Let's envision it smooth. Choosing our words wisely. It's going to be a busy weekend. Gemini likes to go and do and be involved in its local community. Gemini rules the 3rd house in astrology that has to do with your environment. So making sure that you are nurturing yourself well in your environment. So yeah, let's get started. Let's jump into some cards for this powerful week ahead. We're going to be heading into Sagittarius season very soon. So this is the time for the transformation, the deep work. You know, I've talked about Scorpio being that mucky water, that it's like the swamp, and that all the mud and stuff comes up to the top to get oxygen and to clear out. And so that's what's going on right now. Our emotions are coming up to the surface. It's ready for transformation. And so then let's do that work now. So when we get to Sagittarius season, we can have some fun. I have a Sagittarius sun. I think Sagittarius is a fun sign. It wants to go and do and see and learn and expand their world. So do the work now so you can have a really fun Sagittarius season. All right, let's jump into the cards. We have pile number 1. We're using this really cute, I got all these fun ornaments in at the shop. So we got this cool rainbow ornament with a star. It was made in Vietnam. They're all fair trade items. Pile number 2, we're going with this really cool tree of life that looks like it was made from newspaper rolled up. And pile number 3, got this cute little unicorn. So go ahead, pick your pile, and let's get started. Pile number 1, it's fun rainbow with the stars shining bright. Okay, let's see what you need to know this week ahead. Got a bunch of decks here that I'm working with. Let's start off. We've got the 5 of Cups starting us off here. Mermaid, looking a little sad over the cups spilled, 3 spilled. There's still 2 cups there though. So there's some sadness. And we're just coming out of that Pisces weekend, and Pisces is a very watery sign, but it can get very sad. It feels a lot. It's a 5, so we know that 5 has to do a change, and so you're ready for that change. You're ready to move ahead. It's interesting that these cups almost look like martini glasses to me in this one. And so maybe honestly you've just been partying too hard. And maybe it's time to clean that up, start to feel better. We know how depressive alcohol can make us in the long run. I know it does, it feels good at the time. So let's make some changes on that so we can help ourselves be a little bit more joyful. You know, the sun is out a lot less right now. It feels like it gets dark so early. And so we need more joy. We need more light. We don't need to be more depressed. Okay, let's see what we've got going on next. We've got the 7 of Cups. We have more water. Kind of unclear, not sure which choices to make, which way to go. See kind of a snake down there. And so you may not feel clear. It's been very watery. It's not clear when the moon's in Pisces. It's foggy. And so hopefully this week will start you off with more clarity. You've got the Strength card here. I love this version from the Everyday Witch. I love that she caused that destruction in the background. She's walking away from some things that don't work for her anymore. Strength is Leo, so it's what's not aligned with her heart. She's walking away from it. It doesn't serve her anymore. On the bottom, you have the Chariot, talking about forward motion. The Chariot ruled by the moon, intuitively pulling you forward through your feelings, through trusting that intuition, to knowing that even if you logically don't know what the right way to go is, start feeling. And sometimes you just know what doesn't work. In the background, we have the 3 of Pentacles. It looks like they're burning something. They've got this list. And so I'm always talking about burning lists, burning what doesn't work for you. And so there's some things that just need to go. There's some things that just aren't part of your plan. It seems that you have a specific plan. And so what isn't working needs to be let go of. Page of Swords. Very Gemini. Going into this, we're gonna have a Gemini weekend coming up. Page of Swords, he's dropped his books, he's picked up his sword, he's young, he's not really absolutely sure, but he's showing up. Another page, Page of Cups. And the Queen of Swords. Gemini, a lot of boundaries, a lot of things that aren't working that you need to step away from. You got to get back to the plan. What were your plans? What did you want? What are you growing here? What do you want to do? Where's the pot of gold at the end of your rainbow? So there's been some distractions. There's been some lack of clarity. There's been some things that are just holding you back. I think it kind of relates to a party scene. You're ready. Let's move on past that. Let's move past the poor me. Let's move into the joy. Let's move into getting back to the plan. What was it? Maybe you learned what you don't want. Maybe that's where you're at right now. Maybe you're not sure, but you know that some things don't work. So it's time to get back to it. It's time to get back to business. Queen of Swords is all about business. She's big business. She's also a writer and a communicator and a queen of boundaries. So there needs to be better boundaries about the things that don't work and the people that don't work for you. So yeah, let me pull a few more cards. I feel like there's something missing here. Let's see what we got. I've got the Seven of Swords, the Ten of Cups, and the Emperor. Okay, the Seven of Swords is so Scorpio to me. Down in the basement with all of his books. And interesting, kind of, I placed it here over this Page of Swords that kind of had dropped his books. So it's like time to get back to it, back to the studying, back to the reading, back to what is it that interests you? What were you learning? Were you trying to learn something that was that interests you? And maybe you put it down for a while. It's time to get back to it. I pulled the Ten of Cups, which is almost like the distraction with the family. It's often called the happy family card. There's been a lot going on, but it's a 10. It's reached its highest point. It's ready to go into that new stage. It's kind of like getting back from vacation and just like, okay, let's get back to work. And the Emperor showed up, and he's all about work. And we know we're starting the week off in Aries, and that's Emperor's and Aries cards. So let's get back to it. Let's redefine. Okay, we got a little distracted. Maybe we got a little depressed or down. Let's get back to the plan. Let's review it. Let's update what's working, what's not working. Let's get back to our studies. There's like almost like a vibe of like there was socialness, but like it was empty. So what is it that you want to do? Where does your focus lie? Okay. I still want to pull like 2 more cards, and I'm going to roll some dice for you. This is the Witches Tarot, really cool deck. And I've got 2 cards falling out. One is the Six of Pentacles, and one is the Seven of Cups. So you got the Seven of Cups twice. You had it here in your heart position, and then here's the other version. And it's interesting because there's a rainbow in there, and that's what you picked this pile. You picked the rainbow. So you're choosing joy. And oh, it's so cute. There's a kitten in one of the cups. There's a mermaid in one of them too. And he's kind of going for, reaching for, but it's a little foggy. And so let's get back to what is it? What is it that you want? What is it that you're looking for? Here's the Six of Pentacles. It's back to work. I almost feel like there's a lot of like, I feel like there's, you know, our families cost a lot of money. So it's like a lot of like giving time and energy to our families, and now it's like, okay, let's get back to what is it that I want? What were my goals? It's easy to get distracted by friends, by family, by a party scene, all of that. Let's get back to what you want, what sparked your interest. Where are your studies? What do you want to learn more of? That's what I want you to think about this week, and allow that Uranus energy, that lightning bolt of insight, to help push you in the right direction, right? Uranus it rules the sign Aquarius. It's a genius, right? Aquarius is like kind of has like an oddness to them because they're leaders, because they're cutting edge. They're not always understood. You don't need to be understood. You just need to understand yourself or understand where your interest lies. Okay, I'm gonna roll some dice. Let's see what we got going on here. And we've got Jupiter in Libra in the 10th house. So Jupiter wants to expand your world, bring you luck and blessings. It rules Sagittarius that we're going to be heading into not that long. End of the month. Libra, the scales of justice. It's a Venus sign. It rules relationships. And the 10th house is your house of, it's Saturn's house. It's your career. It's the structure of your life, your long-term success, the rules of your life. And so there's this luck and blessings that wants to come in and expand it. But you have to be true to yourself, not just carried away with everyone else. And I see like your family life and your work are very much taking a lot of your time. But what is it that you want, right? We're going to this Taurus full moon about your values and your self-love, your self-care. And so let's start focusing it back a little bit on yourself. It's not selfish, it's essential. Have a great week. Pile number 2, this really fun tree of life made out of all this like recycled newspaper rolled up so beautifully, coiled, I think they call it. Anyways, it was made in Vietnam. It's a fair trade product. And we sell them for $10.99. What a deal. Okay, tree of life, abundance. Let's talk about this week ahead, this full moon week. Let's not let it be full of drama, right? Let's let it be full of love. It's Taurus, it's Venus. Let's let it be full of, let's bring in some extra money. Let's use that Uranus energy, spontaneity, allow money to show up in our account. I'm going to envision that this week. All right, let's see what you got the week ahead. Starting off with the 8 of Cups, walking away from something. She looks like she's burning something in there. And you know, if you listen to my videos, I'm always talking about burning something. It's so Pluto. We're in Pluto season. Pluto rules Scorpio. What doesn't work? Let's walk away from it. Let's do a symbolic ceremony. You could do it on the full moon too. What doesn't work? Let's make room for abundance. Here's the Fool. We're talking about Uranus, and Uranus rules the Fool. It's an Aquarian card. The whole tarot deck is about the Fool, the Fool's journey. It's coming up in your heart position. Oh, you're so ready. You're so ready for a new way of living, a new way of showing up. Ah, the Magician. More Scorpio. Love it. Supporting your heart, supporting you. Magic is ready to happen as you walk away from what doesn't serve you. Foundation, you have the 4 of Pentacles. Kind of pausing, evaluating what's of value to you. Looks like an older gentleman here. He knows what's important to him. Looks like it's his home life. So kind of pausing and savoring that, taking a look at it. It's a pentacle, you know, Taurus is such a pentacles full moon, right? Let's see what else we've got going on. In the background, we've got the 10 of Pentacles. Beautiful. Family life. Page of Swords. Kind of young energy, ready to... It's interesting, a lot of these cards came up in pile number 1 also. We've got the Queen of Pentacles coming in the future position. And the King of Wands, World Traveler. Well, you got a king and a queen in your future. So it's almost like there's like this family life in the background, then there's this new way of showing up. The Page of Swords, young, new way of thinking. And then you're moving into this king and queen setting here. It's almost like if you have kids, they're getting older and you're getting time on your own in your own life. If you don't have kids, it's almost like a shift of family. And now there's this king and queen here together. So if you have a significant other, I would start spending time, more time. Start making plans, making trip plans, doing stuff together, making some magic happen. Starting this new phase of your life, leaving behind the things that don't work. Knowing the things that are important to you, what's valuable to you, but kind of getting on with it here, moving forward. Pull a few more. The Page of Pentacles. Knight of Pentacles. Three of Swords. Seven of Swords. Kind of feel like, I don't know if you're like financing somebody or if you're giving someone money. Maybe you're giving one of your kids money. You need to look at if that still works. This is a full moon is about your money and other people's money. And there's something here, like there's this old pattern of heartache. And so it's ready to be changed. You're ready to move on from this way of thinking. Maybe you think one of your kids isn't adult enough to make their own money, or that they need you to support them. I think something's shifting there. Or maybe you're always giving money to a friend or a relative. There's something shifting there. You don't want to be keeping this cycle going. And this Taurus full moon would be a great time to take a look at that. There's a Four of Wands. It's such a celebration, joyful card here. And let me pull a couple from here. For your week ahead, Knight of Pentacles. That's the second time I got the Knight of Pentacles. So he's searching for value. He's really searching for what's important to him. It's interesting to me that these pentacles back here look like clocks. Never noticed that before. It's almost like time is ticking on where you're giving your money away. And the Star, which is Uranus energy, right? And we know that Uranus is in opposition to that Scorpio energy right now. So there's a new chance to get rid of what you don't want. The Star is like a purging card, and she's pouring out these cups that don't work, and she's allowing herself to shine brighter. So let's just think about where your resources are being spent, and if that's still accurate, or if you're just doing it out of habit. Okay, let's roll some dice. And you've got Aries, you've got Uranus and Aries in the 12th house. Okay, so Uranus we've been talking about, lightning bolt, divine insight, change, awareness. All of a sudden, like this idea, oh, it just came out of nowhere. And so in Aries is associated with who you are. I am, right? It's dynamic fire energy. It's the first house of the zodiac. And then you rolled the 12th house, which is the last house of the zodiac. So there's some kind of shift going on between a cycle ending and a cycle beginning. And it might feel like out of the blue. But there's something with the money that you're spending. You need to look at it more and see how, are you supporting someone or are you enabling someone? That's kind of the question. So, anything else? I'm just going to pull one more card, and then I want you to have a fabulous week ahead. And you've got the Six of Swords, so you are ready to move on. Feels very Scorpio-like with all the crows. Ready to be pulled forward in life. Let's let it happen. Very Gemini, too. We have a Gemini weekend. So happy full moon. Have a great week. Pile number 3, this really fun unicorn. It's an ornament from Vietnam, fair trade. Looks like they use some paper technique. It's really cool. And we sell these for $12.99, not bad. Okay, so let's talk about the week ahead. Full moon in Taurus, week ahead. What you need to know. Let's see what we're starting off with. Well, you're starting off strong with the High Priestess. You're watching this video and it looks like she's making it. So High Priestess is card number 2, and she is the divine feminine. She is an intuitive creature, and she is trusting in her intuition, and she's really okay being the unique creature that she is. And it's interesting that we have the unicorn, because some people believe and some people just think it's fantasy. So it doesn't matter what other people believe. It's what works for you, what feels right to you. Another major arcana, the High Priest, traditionally called the Hierophant. These keys available to you. One has the sun and one has the moon. That's pretty cool. This is the card of the year, one of the cards of the year for 2021. Wants to expand your world. It's Sagittarius. He wants you to look higher, connect, make any changes that you need to. Got the Four of Swords here, this beautiful resting, nesting card. Taking a little pause, resting and recharging. You know, water signs need more rest than other signs. So the sun is in Scorpio. We did just have this Pisces moon weekend, just coming out of that. I hope that you got some rest and relaxation, were able to recharge. If not, please make it a priority this week. Look at this, the Four of Swords again. 2 in a row. I love these. Both versions are great. You need some rest. And you know, the high priest is pointing higher, but you can connect higher in your sleep also. It's very revitalizing. So I'm seeing some self-care. Taurus is a theme, Taurus full moon, self-care theme. High Priestess, she's taking a time out for the things that she loves. She's got all her books in the back. She's practicing. She's using her crystal ball. She's got her cards out. You got to take some time to do the things that recharge you. The background, we have the Two of Pentacles. Trying to balance things out. Here's the good old Eight of Swords, feeling very bound. And everything's okay, but you're ready. It's almost like a restlessness. Future position, you've got the Ace of Wands, fresh and new. And the Queen of Swords, she keeps making her appearance in these decks today. Okay, so I love that she's holding like lavender, and it looks like lavender. She's got a hand open, and it's very beautiful. Look at that. She's open to receiving information. So I really feel like the information is going to come to you during this resting, during maybe a little bit, even if you're power napping or doing some nice meditations. There's information that you're going to receive that's going to help you, that like is going to free you up a little bit. Let me pull some more. This week ahead, Ace of Swords, Nine of Swords, Ten of Swords, Temperance. Okay, this beautiful Ace of Swords. This Nine of Swords doesn't look like she's getting a lot of rest, and neither does this Ten of Swords. And then there's Temperance. Temperance is another card of the year. Okay, so now is the time, right? We're coming into the end of 2021. And Temperance and the High Priestess, the two cards of the year. 2021 equals the number 5. The High Priest is number 5. Temperance is 14, which equals 5. So this is important now. You got to get a handle on this rest thing. There's something here where you like, I don't know, I think you think that you can push it to the very limits. So busy working and taking care of everyone that your body's telling you it's exhausted. You need to listen to it. You don't want it to keep advancing. Well, he's useless. You need some rest. Bottom line. Temperance wants to expand your life, but you have to find the balance, the heart and the mind. And you need to find it now. It's interesting that she has all these books around her too. This has been a theme in the other piles too. I kept seeing these piles of books, and I'm working with a couple different decks here. So it's like almost time to like get back to the things that you love, the things that charge you up. I tend to like not read for a few months, and then all of a sudden I'm like reading 5 books at once, and it's like, why do I forget how much I need that? And so you need to get back to your studies. You need to get back to the things that bring you joy. And I don't care if anyone likes it or not. The unicorn is showing us that. You do what pleases you. If you want to read fantasy, great. If you want to read tarot cards, wonderful. If you want to sit in a meditation, fabulous. And if you just want a nap, great. You need it. And a lot happens when we're sleeping. And don't let it be thought of as lazy, because it's not. It's recharging. It's reconnecting. This is Scorpio season. This is a season of connecting with our ancestors. And a lot of that, I find, is done in our sleep. So if you're having any sleep issues, please take a look at what you can do to work on that. Not eating 3 hours before bed is a great one. I know it's hard, but that's a good one. Taking a walk when the sun's starting to set, because the light helps adjust our body to get ready for sleep. There's some great, we sell a great herbal product called Go the F to Sleep. I love it. It's great. Turning off the sound, simple things. Don't watch TV if you're having trouble sleeping. It's overstimulating. Silence, quiet, dark, and get this rest, because there is so much more happening in your sleep than just sleeping. And you need it, and you're going to feel better, and your life is going to start to open up more when you start to respect your body. Two of Wands, and he's reading a book. Oh my goodness, these book things. Look at this. Two of Wands, he's busy reading. Ships are coming in the background. Three of Swords, the paperwork's flying everywhere. I feel like you're distracted because you're not running on your full energy. You're weary and you're distracted, and you're missing opportunities because you're not functioning on your full energy. So let's step away from the work. This lightning bolt coming in the background, that's Uranus. Let's make some changes in our self-care this full Taurus moon week. Self-love, self-care. It's time for changes, and start to be your unique unicorn funky self. Live the life that you want and recharge. Okay, now let me roll some dice. And you rolled the Sun in Aquarius in the 6th house. Okay, so the Sun is the life force, right? And the Sun is in the sign of Scorpio right now. So it's now Aquarius, that it's ruled by Uranus, that lightning bolt. Cutting edge. I think Aquarius is, I don't know if this is just me or if everyone thinks this, but they're seen as these lines like this, right? 2 lines. And Aquarius, if you know any, they're pretty unpredictable, but they are predictably unpredictable, right? Just starts to be this. And so, yes, so Sun in Aquarius, and then you rolled the 6th house, which is the house of health. It's Virgo's house. And so there's something there about getting your life together, but unique to you, what works for you, because Aquarius likes to do things different. It's a rebel. 6th house, health and organization, but in the way that works for you. Everybody thinks Virgo's so organized, but Virgo's organized in its own unique way. Virgo's also ruled by Mercury, the messenger, information coming in. You need to sleep so this information can come to you, this divine insight. I think you're going to get more in your sleep than you might even get conscious. Okay, keep a notebook by your bed, write things down. And so have a very restful, healthy, happy full moon in Taurus week. Thanks for joining me.